Hi, Jennifer. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Allison. Good to see you. I'm excited for another one of our demo days.
Me too. So, before we get into today's demo days, a couple housekeeping items for our audience. After each demo, you'll be able to ask presenters live questions. You can submit questions for the presenters at any time by using the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. Today's demos will be recorded and will be available next week at housingwire.com.
All right. Thanks, Allison. The 2024 market is about action. During today's virtual demo day, presenters will give you a live look at technology solutions in a quick 10-minute demos. Let's jump in first with CoreLogic. Hi, Jonathan. Are you with us?
Hi, can you hear me all good?
Yep, absolutely. Coming through loud and clear. Let me do a quick introduction and then the floor will be yours. Market intelligence is a robust data visualization tool that combines the power of CoreLogic's data assets with clear and actionable insight that give you a better understanding of the mortgage industry, allowing you to adapt to industry trends, improve LO recruitment, and foster deeper relationships within the industry. Tell us more about market intelligence, Jonathan.
All right, it is my pleasure to share with you stuff about market intelligence. Market intelligence is a premier solution to help you find information about the mortgage market. You can go in here and learn all about what's happened recently, all the closed mortgages, who's been producing what, and who's been working with who. Let me share my screen so I can show you what everything looks like. So this is the landing page for market intelligence. And actually, before I even talk about it, this is the discovery platform where you get to see a variety of different solutions. So I've just signed in. It says, good morning, Jonathan. It's very polite. And then if you scroll down, you can see all the different types of solutions available at your fingertips. So on this CoreLogic page, you can see here's information on property search in case you want to look up a individual property and know everything about that location and its owners and all of its liens. Here's a tool for precision marketing where you can go in and find very, very precise, technologically advanced marketing tools to help you reach a target audience. And there's also right here what I'm going to talk about today, market intelligence. So you can click any of these tools and you can get launched and get started. I'm going to click the launch button, but just know that this is a home for all the variety of different CoreLogic tools. So by launching market intelligence, the first thing you see, and there's a lot to digest, so let me walk you through every little bit of it. So right now, what you're seeing is a summary of the last 12 months of the mortgage market in the United States. So we're looking at the last 12 months, and you can see we have data on 6.3 million different loans valued at $1.7 trillion. There's the median loan amount is $193,000, and we have data on 221,000 LOs in the USA. And you can see a cute little heat map, pretty self-explanatory. Dark purple means areas with higher origination dollars, and light pink is the ones with less. You can see California, Texas, Florida, a little bit darker because that's where most of the dollars are being originated. One of the things you can do is this is a very interactive map. So you can click on Texas if you want to know more about Texas. So by clicking on it, it'll zoom in, show you a county by county level view. So you can see, okay, here's all the origination activity, and you might say, oh, I'm interested in Houston. Let me know more about that, and you can get a better understanding of Houston, the county, as where all the originations are taking place. So right now you can see like a breakdown by zip code saying, okay, here's zip code 77433. It had $1.3 billion of originations. One of the pieces of data that we also have to show you is like maybe you want to see where not just where the past originations are, but where are all the active listings, right? So you can just toggle between total production and active listings. And now this map has been readjusted to show you where all the active listings are. So that same zip code 77433, we're showing 501 active listings there. And you can click one more time to zoom into the census tract level to see, okay, exactly where are they located? This region over here has the most active listings right now. So let's zoom back out and let me show you again. And let me walk you through from the perspective of, let's just assume that I have the persona of being a sales manager, a territory manager who's specifically focused in California. Personally, I'm located in California. So let's say I'm specifically responsible for California, and I am very focused on growing my lender share of VA and FHA loans. So I just clicked on California. You can see all the originations here. So you can see these numbers have recalculated to adjust for the California market. You can open up the filters menu, and there are a lot of filters that you can choose from, but I'll just choose a couple. So you can say like, oh, I'm only interested in resale or new home or construction loans. You're interested in whether properties are corporate or individually owned, residential versus commercial, retail versus wholesale originations. Maybe you're interested in a particular sale price. Maybe you're interested in a particular loan type like purchase or refi or a junior loan. Fixed rate versus adjustable, conventional FHA, VA. So I mentioned that my persona is interested in FHA and VA loans. So I'm going to only look at those. So let's take a deep dive at that. And loan amount, LTVs, you can have those filters as well. So I'm just going to filter now California for FHA and VA loans only. So now you can see these numbers have recalculated. We have information on 90,000 FHA VA loans in California worth $36 billion. This is the median amount. Here's the number of LOs who've been participating. So now you can see, here's what the map of California looks like with those filters applied. So there's a lot of activity in South California. So if you scroll down a little bit, now you can see, let me zoom in a little bit so you can read everything a little more easily. There you go. You can see here's the top lenders in this space. You can say like for United Wholesale, this is a top lender, followed by Rocket, Finance America, Loan Depot, Mutual Omaha. These are the top lenders in this space. And you can say, I want to take a look into here and I want to show it by the product mix, right? So now we can see we specifically filtered for FHA and VA loans. You can say, all right, here's all their production. So United Wholesale has a ton of FHA VA production. Rocket, so does Rocket. Finance America seems to have no VA activity, but a bit of FHA, and so forth. And you can click View More if you want to see more of the lenders here. So you can like here's the top 200 lenders that meet this criteria here, and you can say, oh, where am I? Maybe you want to look up your own lender. And so let's type in, let's say I represent Bank of the West, right? I represent Bank of the West, and you're like, okay, Bank of the West here is ranked 59 out of this list. So that gives you a nice bit of information or context for what you're looking at here. Similarly, you can do the same look at top loan officers. So let's say I'm trying to better understand the top LOs in this area, and I want to go in here and take a look at their loan types, right? So it's like, let's see who's producing what in this market. Now you can see, okay, Jeremy Scott is top producer, but all these top producers do a lot of purchase loans. There's one guy here who does quite a bit of refi and junior loans, interestingly enough, in this market. So that if that's an interesting guy to you, you can feel free to click his name, and then you can drill down and see a nice profile about all his production. Before we select anything, you can also toggle things by between count and amount. So it's like right now we're seeing the total count of loans. Maybe you want to see things by the dollars originated. So you can say, all right, Julio's the top dollar originator, followed by Jeremy. And if we jump back to the count view, and you can see who's got the most count lines. So let's take a look at the top. Oh, actually, before I go there, let me scroll down a little bit further. Also on this page, you can see all the top agents in this area. So again, focus on the FHA VA market. Here are the top buying agents that produce those types of loans. Here are the top selling agents that produce these types of loans. Seems like Randy is a big player in this market. And also, if you scroll down a little further, you can see the CoreLogic House Price Index forecast. So this shows you, here's all the counties currently in the geography in California that we predict will change over the next 12 months, and who's going to be the biggest growers and who's going to be the smallest growers. So currently we're predicting Ventura County to be the biggest grower county-wise. We're expecting the HPI, the House Price Index, to grow about 7.3% over the next 12 months. And in Kern County, this is who we're expecting to be the smallest amount of growth in the next 12 months at 1.5% over the next 12 months. So let's go back to the profile view. So let's say I'm interested in this loan officer, Jeremy Scott. He seems to be a big player in this market. So by clicking him, so we're seeing here's Jeremy Scott. He's a loan officer. Here's his NMLS number. He currently works for Golden Empire Mortgage Inc. So scrolling down, you can see that there's 171 loans that meet the FHA VA criteria in California. This is his total production. Here's his median loan amount. Here's his median interest rate. You can see his production over time. So you can see month to month how much he's been producing. He's got a couple of ebbs and flows, but overall he's outperforming the median of the top 50 loan officers in this market that I've selected. So he's one of the top players in this area. You can see he focuses a lot in purchase loans. You can see he does a ton of resales, but also some new homes. Again, we're showing his FHA VA breakdown. We had applied a filter that didn't show me any conventional, but if we wanted to show conventional, we could go back up to the top and click conventional and it'll pop up. We can see his LMI penetration. So all of his transactions, he had 20 transactions that took place in an LMI census area worth $6 million. You can see his origination channels, exclusively retail. All these loans are non-conforming since they're FHA VA. You can see it's all residential. You can see his footprint. You can see he's operating in this Central California area near Tulare. And you can see all of his lender connections as well as his real estate agent connections. So this guy is an interesting case. I looked at his profile. He's currently working for Golden Empire Mortgage, but he was previously working for a Country Club Mortgage. So you can see previously at Country Club Mortgage, he originated $59 million, and at Golden Empire Mortgage, he originated $7 million so far. And on his real estate agent connection, you can see here's all the real estate agent he's been working with in the last few months. Currently his most valuable relationship is with Lulu, who was a buyer agent for one of his loans, and it was valued at $900,000. One of the ways you can better understand his lender connections, so we see he's worked with Country Club Mortgage and Golden Empire. You can go back up to the top, and you can click the NMLS Consumer Access button. So let's click that. Let's prove that I'm not a robot. And you can see, all right, here's Jeremy Scott Engel. Here's his phone number. Here's his fax number. You can see his self-reported employment history. So you can see, oh, in January 2024, he left Country Club and went to work at Golden Empire Mortgage. So that tracks very well with his lender connections here. So he originated $59 million at Country Club Mortgage, and now he's working at Golden Empire. So you might say, I'm interested in knowing more about Country Club Mortgage. Tell me more about them. So you can click that profile, and now you're presented with the same view for Country Club Mortgage. And again, we're still filtering for FHA VA loans in California. So you can see all the same wonderful information. You can see their loans over time, their loan types, all the same fields that you see. You can see their footprint as well. And you can see their loan office connections. So previously, you can see that Jeremy Scott was their top performer for FHA VA loans. And unfortunately for these guys, they must have he left. But he was their top performer. You can see all their real estate agent connections and so forth. One of the other things you can do here is if you is the search bar. It's a very powerful tool. If you say like you go to a coffee shop and you meet some loan officer and you don't know if he's a big deal or not, you might say like, all right, his name was Tyler. Let me look him up, and you'd be like, okay, he was Aaron Tyler. He worked at U.S. Bank, and you can within about 3 seconds of searching, you can pull him up and find out, oh, he has no production FHA and VA loans. Let me uncheck that box, and you can say clear all filters, and then you can say, all right, Aaron Tyler, he had all this production, and within 3 seconds, you can understand his overall production and get an understanding of who he works with. And you can say, okay, yeah, now I know where you locate, where you operate, who you work with. You might say, okay, I know you work with these real estate agents. You might say, I want to know more about that real estate agent. And you can just keep drilling down forever and know tons of information about them. So for example, let's say we're looking at a real estate agent, Daniel, and he's like, I want to know of those 42 loans, I want to know specifically what they were. So you can click the transaction details button. And then now you can see, all right, of those 42 loans, here's every single one of them. So you can see he closed 406 Olympus Apartment 5. If you click it, you'll see here's all the information that we have. He was sold on this date for this amount. This was a resale. So who's the buyer, who's the seller, who are the agents involved, who's the lender, and you can see all this detail. And you can also click the export button, and you'll get a CSV that has, and this CSV will have 42 rows and 30 columns describing all these fields, and you can manipulate that internally however you like. One last thing I'd like to show you is our data currency tool. So one of the questions I get asked extremely often is, how up to date is your information? So let's say like I'm interested in California. I want to know, all right, how up to date is our data in California? So you can say, all right, here's all the different counties in California. You can say in Alameda County, the most recent document that we received was dated by the county March 30th. And so today's April 9th. So that's pretty recent. It's about a 2-week lag time, give or take. And that's this is not on us. This is basically, these are the documents that the county is providing on us. We're basically pinging Alameda County every single day for the most recent updates. And one of the things we also do is, based off of their reporting practices, we can guess whether or not they're closed for a particular month. So based off of Alameda's reporting practices, we're really confident that they're closed for February 2024. And we made this determination on the last day of March. And you can see this for every single county that we have connections with. And so just so you can have better understanding of, is this month worth looking at? Is it only partially open? Should I wait a couple more days for the data to be more updated? That's you're able to see that with complete clarity on this tool.
Jonathan, thank you so much for taking us through market intelligence. I want to jump into Q&A with our remaining time.
Got it. Yeah.
The first question I have for you is, how up to date is your data, and is there a way for me to see this information?
Yeah, so the data currency tool was just added. I'm glad that was the first thing I was able to show you. So, but yeah, you can see that our data is very up to date. We are pinging every single county every single day for, what is your most recent transaction. Generally speaking, I would say that it's any lag time is up to the county that you're looking at, but many large counties have lag times of less than a week. And if it's a very small county that has low production, they might take their sweet time. But overall, I would say that we have data from most counties within 3 weeks of it being published.
And how far back can we analyze the data?
Right. So during my example, I was showing you like the last 12 months of production. But one of the things you can do is you can select any date period. So, whether it's like month to month or year to year, you can select any date period in the last 5 years. So you can have a good understanding of up to, what was my mental math here, up to 2019. So any time period, you can compare 2019 with 2020, and you can select any date range. You might want to look at last year's Q4, for example. You could select that time range and compare that with the previous year's Q4, for example.
Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for taking us through market intelligence. I'm going to ask Jennifer to come on and bring us through to our next demo.